Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This is the mosque and inshallah the grave of Umar al-Suhrawardi, who was born in a town called Suhrawardi outside of Baghdad. He came to Baghdad as a young man, 17 years old, and he then came to another Suhrawardi wali here, scholar, but he spent most of his time studying with Shaykh Abdul Aziz. So he's one of Shaykh Abdul Aziz' greatest students. He then, after Shaykh Abdul Aziz passed away, he continued his teaching here. He wrote a very famous book called Awarif al-Ma'arif, which is translated into Urdu, into English, which is almost a manual of tasawwuf, and he brought together the esoteric elements of tasawwuf in a systematic way, because most of the people that were talking in those ways were actually going quite far away from the mainstream kind of understanding. So he kind of organized that in such a way that it was not less or easier to understand and less extreme. So inshallah we'll get the opportunity to greet him here, inshallah ta'ala. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Although this is the shajara of the Suhrawardiya tariqah, the beginning of it is important for everybody who's interested in tariqah, because it's called what we call the golden shajara. The golden shajara is that which comes from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to almost all of the turuq of tasawwuf except the Naqshbandiya and what we call Uwaysiyya. Uwaysi means those who don't have a real chain. But the real chain, the authentic chain, was passed from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sayyidina Ali karamallahu wajhah. He placed a turban on his head. He also placed the khirka around over his shoulder. But this turban is significant because this turban was placed on the head of a young boy called Hassan al-Basri when he was only 11 years old. So the prophetic turban was given to this young boy, who then of course grew to be the great Hassan al-Basri. So from Hassan al-Basri comes a Shaykh Habib al-Ajami. And from Shaykh Habib al-Ajami came to Shaykh Dawood al-Ta'i, to Shaykh Sari al-Saqti. Inshallah, Sari al-Saqti somebody will visit on Friday. So here these ulama are the ulama of Baghdad. Sari al-Saqti, and from Sari al-Saqti to his nephew Sayyid al-Imam, Shaykh Imam al-Junaid al-Baghdadi, and from him we call him Junaid al-Salik. All of the turuq come from him. All of the paths come from him, except, as I said, the Naqshbandiya, who comes from Abu Bakr Siddiq, their own route. But this is the golden shajara, and inshallah part of it we will see. And from there we also see that it stays with the Suhrawardiya, stays with the family of the Suhrawardiya until it comes to Shaykh Shihabuddin Umar Al-Suhrawardi. So he takes from his uncle, but also from Shaykh Abdul Al-Jailani. So this is where the two meet, Shaykh Abdul Al-Jailani and his uncle, Shaykh Wajiuddin. So they both came from Suhraward to Baghdad. So this is where the Suhrawardi develops.